This. 1, 2, 3. All right. Woo! Make sure this is working. Oh, I have to watch that ad on my own freaking show, of course. Oh, it's loud. Oh, all right. What up? What up? Man, my ad is freaking loud. I just want to make sure that everything's working good. Johnson should be interesting. Okay, let's see if my volume's working. Test. Test. Okay, good. What up, big kids? Welcome to the WWE Wrestlemania 29 live post show. I'm your host, Sean Long from BKBN.net. We're going to recap WrestleMania. We're going to talk about the matches, what we loved, what we hated. Yeah, so let's do that live post recap. So yeah, let's do that. Let me just promote the show real quick here. All right. Love you guys. It is Sunday, April 7th, 2013, 8:21 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If it's not Sunday, April 7th, 2013 at 8:21 Pacific Standard Time, you're watching a recording. All right, let's get this ready here. I'm coming home. Oh, that song. It's freaking stuck in my head. Okay, let me look this real quick. Just be a moment, you guys, and I'll talk wrestling. WWE Wrestlemania live capture. All right. Make sure everything's good to go here. I'm coming. Ah, god damn it, that song. That song. That's it. WWE. Alright, we'll talk WrestleMania. Coming home. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Woo, okay. Okay, guys. I wouldn't say the worst, but definitely wasn't the best. Definitely not worth $70. That's how much I paid for it. Can you believe it? I can't believe I paid that much for WrestleMania. I'm coming home. Hey, what is with the lighting? Okay. And my hair. Oh. Anyway, guys. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Did you watch a WrestleMania? Because not, it's gonna be major spoilers. All right. Make sure I got everything up on here. Up in here. Okay. Get this up here. Hey, what's up, Toy Guru Man? Oh, I know you're lucky school trashers. Um, so yeah, the pre-show, real quick. Let's talk about it. By the way, this show is sponsored by Coca-Cola. No, it's not. I actually paid to drink this, so I sponsored Coca-Cola. I don't know. I'm just drinking. I'm just thirsty. Yeah, I know, right? Toy Guru Man. Yeah, I know. It's like didn't seem like the crowds were into the matches that much. It's sad. Either out of the acoustics or something because it was outside. It didn't sound like it was crowds were that much into it. It's kind of sad, you know. Let me get this real quick. All right, let's talk about WrestleMania. So, Wade Barrett versus The Miz is for the Intercontinental title, and that was one of only title changes during the night. One of the two title changes were the Miz won. So cool, good for the Miz. Can you believe it? 2 years ago, he was headlining WrestleMania with John Cena, who always headlines WrestleMania. It's like, Jesus, John Cena. Like, in WWE, can we ever get a non-John Cena headlining WrestleMania? Jesus Christ. Apparently, tons of Funk versus the Funkadactyls and Road Scholars and the Bellas versus Biggie Langston. That didn't happen, I guess. I don't know what happened and stuff. Did he break his arm again? Oh, jeez. Okay, so we had, where was it? Okay, so we had the Sheamus and Randy Orton versus and Big Show versus the Shield, and the Shield won. Pretty good match. We thought Randy Orton was going to turn a heel, but he didn't. Big Show just did his heel thing and got upset and punched out, Sheamus and Randy Orton. I felt like it was just a way to use them because last year Big Show won the Intercontinental title against Cody Rhodes, and he was a face during that time. And then Sheamus won the World Heavyweight Championship last year, and Randy Orton won against Kane last year. I believe, yeah. Who did Kane win? I forget. That match was not that great last year. So yeah, that match was cool. It was good. Nothing too spectacular. And Ryback versus Mark Henry. So this is what I don't get. WWE is built like Ryback to be like an ensemble. No, WrestleMania was like $70. It was like, Jesus, yeah, it was 50. You didn't buy it on HD. Can you believe it? They charge you not like 5, not 10, but 20 extra bucks to watch an HD. Can you believe it? 20 extra bucks. It's like you're spending this much money to watch him. Why can't you just have an HD standard, man? Hey, what's up, Black Screen X? Or wait, is that who I think it is? Give me a second here. We'll come in. Okay, yeah. That's a Black Screen X. Oh yeah, so we'll get into that here. So Ryback versus Mark Henry. What the hell was Snooki doing? I just realized that Snooki will have another baby. That's all you're good for. Anyway, Ryback versus Mark Henry. So WWE builds up Ryback to be this unstoppable machine, and they push him way too hard, way too fast, because he's against CM Punk for like 2 major pay-per-views, CM Punk, John Cena, and then he loses those, and then he's at WrestleMania against Mark Henry, which is a rivalry, which I guess, whatever, it was seen very forced. That's because they're two like very strong opponents, and then he loses to Mark Henry, and Mark Henry has just like been back. It's like, okay, Hasn't been in any real feud. He's not for any title, so I felt that match was kind of pointless. And they made like Mark Henry could have lost, and it would have been no big thing. But Ryback losing in WrestleMania, his first WrestleMania, it's like, yeah, that was pretty bad. And here's the thing, I'll go into the Chris Jericho Fandango thing. Like Fandango or Fandango, his first match is at freaking WrestleMania against Chris Jericho. Jericho, who's like one of the best, like he's been everything, like WWE Champion, World Heavyweight. He's amazing, one of my favorites. And I love Chris Jericho for putting newer talent over. But yeah, Fandango wins, but Ryback loses. That makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. And then Team Hell No versus Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston. I figured they will win, but I thought it would start some tension, like the beginning of the end that would eventually become the end of Team Hell No. I love them together. I don't want them there, but yeah, like I would figure that they would be show some tension and everything that would show their inevitable breakup. But yeah, Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston lost, and yeah. But I was hoping, which I'll get into the next match or later match with Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. I thought Jack Swagger was going to win that, and then Alberto Del Rio would, do something to beat him up, and then Dolph Ziggler would cash in his Money in the Bank. Why hasn't he cashed in his Money in the Bank? John Cena, wait, did he win? Yeah, John Cena cashed in his Money in the Bank at the 1000 Raw, which was wasted on John Cena. He doesn't need to win the Money in the Bank at Royal Rumble. John Cena. Get to him in a second. So yeah, Dolph Ziggler winning, cashing in. I thought it would be a perfect chance, and then it'd be cool Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio, thing, because I don't care for Swagger, and whatever, he can go for the United States title, since I'm surprised he isn't because of his big We the People, U.S. whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that sucks that Dolph Ziggler didn't cash in. I don't know why, if it's his decision or WWE's decision, but that was a waste of opportunity. He's got to do it soon because Money in the Bank is going to be coming up again soon. And he has to do it. And all right, the big one, my favorite match of the night, definitely was amazing, especially Undertaker versus CM Punk. Here's my thing too. Well, first off, the best thing was Undertaker. I mean, yeah, I know, right? Why can't Undertaker ever do that? Yeah, I know, skilled. Anyone named Swagger. Hey Jimmy. So yeah, like I found it was cool that like you want like between Undertaker and CM Punk, how they go, like he was doing, like he did the go to sleep, then Undertaker bounces back and does the tombstone, and then like CM Punk still kicks out. That was amazing, an amazing match. But yeah, it sucks that, like, okay, I freaking love the Undertaker. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But he's like 47. Like, I mean, seriously, like, let me see here. How old? I believe he's 47 because I checked. It's like CM Punk's 34, and here, let me. Undertaker. He is no, he's 48. He just turned 48 like a week ago. Or a week or two ago. 48. And if he just retired, and I love The Undertaker, but dude, you've wrestled back in the day with Hulk Hogan and like Ric Flair and all these people, and it's like, come on, dude. Like Stone Cold has retired. Rock, I don't know why he hasn't retired. That's my biggest issue with WWE and their wrestlers, or some people. Like The Rock, you're a movie star, it's cool that you come back, I understand. Like, you don't have to like come back to wrestle, just come back, make an appearance, whatever, yay, it's Rock, woo. But to wrestle, man, what do you need to prove? You do good at the box office. You have plenty of roles lined up, and you know, if he just retired from wrestling like he should have, like back when you know, like the last match he did with like Rock and Sock Connection, then he'd be in the Hall of Fame like with his dad and his grandfather, because he would be in the Hall of Fame if he just retired like how Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and other people have. And yeah, and it's just like, what the hell, it's like, I love The Rock, I really do, but I mean, it goes back to The Undertaker now. So The Undertaker is 48, freaking 48, man. He's been like 21 WrestleManias, 21 WrestleManias. Do you really need to keep going? Like, Undertaker, seriously, man, you have kids and a wife and Michelle McCool, and like, she's like, dude, I mean, you can, like I said, like other, like Bret Hart and other people, same with The Rock, and just come back, make appearance. You don't have to wrestle. You don't have anything to prove. You've had like decades of amazing matches, and it's just like I would love Undertaker. People don't want the streak to be broken, but I think the Undertaker can at least and Punk over put Punk. Yeah, exactly. He should. He has to protect the top spot. Yeah. Taker should have stayed at. Yeah, either Undertaker should have retired at 20-0, which was a good number, but I feel like he wants his last match to be a WrestleMania 30, I guess. So, and he'll be 49 by then. He's like, he'll be 50 and stuff. And like I said, I admire the Undertaker. I love him and I admire his strength and him doing that. But he's only wrestling once a year, and if he just chose to retire already, he'd be in the Hall of Fame and he can just make appearances and he doesn't have to, like try to kill himself. He's not like Ric Flair. Is he having money issues? It's like, really, come on. Anyway, but yeah. So I'm just like, come on, dude. And like, I feel like, okay, if he doesn't want someone to break the. Oh no, I know. I hope God don't mention Cena right now. If Cena, I mean, if CM Punk and Undertaker are rematch, and CM Punk really does break the streak, that would be awesome. If that'd be the ultimate way the Undertaker go out, because so many wrestlers like Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold lost in their final match, but it's still their final match and whatever, and you just put them over, and yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Is just like, do that, man. Like, give CM Punk like deserves like the credit, and he, like, I understand like Shawn Michaels and Triple H, losing to Undertaker because they're not that much younger than the Undertaker, but like CM Punk, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I know he was injured, but yeah. So I hope next year will be Undertaker's final match because, yeah, man, he needs to like, or maybe he'll retire on 21-0. Maybe he likes 21 as a nice number. I don't know. So let's get into Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. It seemed like this would be another retirement match for Triple H, but I figure once again WrestleMania 30, like Triple H will definitely be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, regardless that he's married to McMahon and works in the WWE besides being a wrestler, like he'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. I feel like next year will be the final WrestleMania, hopefully for The Rock, Undertaker, and Triple H to all be competitors, and they will all like retire, and they all like the Hall of Fame 2015 will be like amazing year of all those guys. That'd be awesome because they'll all be shoe-ins and stuff. Because Mick Foley retired. He was smart enough not to put his body to damage. He just has to make appearances, and he's in the Hall of Fame. But like they make all this Mania wins pointless. But yeah, I mean, like I said, under Hogan protecting the top spot, man. Yeah, I'm not happy with the WWE right now, too. Yeah, Ziggler should have stole the show, too. Anyway, so the Brock Lesnar Triple H fight was pretty good, really good. Brock Lesnar, it's like, I want to like him more, but it's just, like, the problem with Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, The Rock, they're all part-timers. And Cody Rhodes even said it's so true. It's like, with the Attitude Era, like when all the big name wrestlers jumped ship to WCW, Hogan and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Randy Savage, and all those people jumped ship to WCW for NWO and like the Monday Night Wars. WWE was building their new generation of big wrestlers. They got their Stone Cold Steve Austin, their The Rock. They got The Undertaker was still going strong. Shawn Michaels, D-Generation X, Triple H. Like all these wrestlers were like they got Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho. Well, even though Chris Jericho came from WCW too. Anyway, so they were doing the right thing. They were building up these new wrestlers. Yeah, they had some older people, but they weren't too old at the time, like Undertaker, during that time, the Attitude Era. But now they're doing the opposite. They're, instead of breeding this next generation of superstars, they are just bringing back all these part-timers, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar just, whole situation pisses me off because it's like, he doesn't have like, okay, yeah, he was big at one time in the WWE, he was big in the MMA or UFC, whatever, and the fact that you only see him like at like 3 pay-per-views a year, it's like, come on, Jesus Christ, man. It's like, man, he has almost like his easiest job as the Undertaker. So anyway, yeah, that match. I mean, Triple H didn't retire; he won. It's a pretty good match, whatever. Now here's the epic finale that was so not epic. Yeah, John Cena versus Rock. Just like Royal Rumble, you knew what was gonna happen. You knew what was gonna happen here. Out of a lot of fake outs of like the Rock must have did the Rock Bottom and Super Cena like at least 3 or 4 times, and the People's Elbow and all this stuff. And then what happened after all that back and forth, and Cena like knew that he shouldn't like be cocky and all that stuff. He won, and once again he's like what, the 12-time WWE champion. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, 12-time. Excuse me. Yeah, I can't believe it, man. Just so crazy, right? Really? Anyway, I did not. Yeah, you're really an epic fail, exactly. Yeah, John. Oh, really, John? Okay, I'll get you on here, man. Hold on. Let's talk about him. I'll get you on here, John. Yeah, give me. Yeah, Ziggler should be world champion right now. I know, I can't stand John Cena. Sorry, John, I didn't even know you were watching. I was in the BKBN live chat. I promoted. Okay, hold on. Okay, John, give me a second here. Okay, hold on. Hey, John.
I was just messing with you. I didn't watch it.
Oh, damn it. You hell mess with me, man.
Late April Fool's Day.
You're a week late.
Oh, where am I?
By the way, guys, everyone watching, check out John's new video on Screen Junkies, the Jurassic Park trailer. But me and Raquel cracked up at dance like previously on The Walking Dead. We were
Yeah, I'm always happy when they actually use stuff that I actually like doing Optimus Prime and The Walking Dead. I've already been doing those anyway.
I know, that was epic, dude. Oh man, so great. Yeah, I hope because I know you had the tough job of taking over for the. I know we're going from wrestling to John, talk, but it's okay. I have to
Well, we were talking about John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd rather talk about John 3.0 than John Cena any day. So anyway, but yeah, no, you had the tough job of taking over for the screen honest trailers guy, and I know a lot of people were you know, a lot of people were open arms to you, but then at the same time, the opposite. A lot of people were like, well, "Who's this new guy? I missed the old guy." But you've been really showing, obviously you're ultra talented, and I'm really happy that you know that people are really loving your requests and really loving you as the new honest trailers guy.
Yeah, I finally won them over.
I know. I mean, like I said, it's a tough job, man. It's tough for anyone to take over.
It's the other guy. Honestly, the previous guy, I think he might have struggled a little bit because that you can obviously tell that was not his natural voice.
Yeah.
And sometimes they forget that I'm a professional, that I've done this before.
Yeah.
So they kind of still treat me that we're both kind of feeling each other out, and I'm trying to do it a little less professional to try to do like what they used to do, and they've gotten better at directing because they forget that I do this for a living, so I know that I'm supposed to do three. I automatically do several different takes of one line. They'll stop me after the first one. Can you do it? I was like, I was just about to do it that way. If you just give me 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's like I said, man. You've been doing a great job. That Jurassic Park one was awesome, man.
Yeah, that's the best one they've done in a while, I think.
Yeah, dude.
There's been other ones that have been pretty funny, but they definitely outdid themselves in this last one.
Yeah, do you get to have any input on the writing on that, or?
I do. I improv a few lines, and sometimes they make them in, sometimes they don't. But they've already, you can tell they've already worked on it for a while, so they kind of have the way they want it done pretty down, set in stone. They used one of my jokes, and this one they didn't really have anything funny for the chick that was the plant scientist.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't really have a line for it that was especially funny, so I came up with the idea of just adding it like it was no big deal, like this plant scientist person, and he laughs so hard. He's like, "Yeah, I think we're going to use that one." So, anyways, that turned out pretty well, and yeah, and then the other one I did have that they didn't use was I had the idea to do Jeff Gollum instead of Goldblum, but they decided to go with Brundlefly, which must be some kind of joke I don't know about. I don't know what it's from.
Oh no, from The Flying.
Was that his name? Was Brundlefly though?
Yeah, I think. Well, it was his character, and then they put
okay, they have to combine two things. I mean, I got the fly part. I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Because his name, and then that's what they called his character when he turned into the Fly.
Gotcha. All right.
Exactly. Yeah, because I saw Jurassic Park. I don't know. I know John, of course, for everyone watching, listening, is part of BKBN on it. And a lot of the guys are huge Evil Dead fans, but I'm not. I mean, I love Ash, which...
you don't like Evil Dead?
No. I love the original Evil Dead. The new remake is trying to up the ante of the whole, disturbing imagery and stuff. And during that time, Evil Dead, at least what I liked about it, even though it was the first Evil Dead, not Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, it was trying to... It's kind of like how, Nightmare on Elm Street was, the first one, compared to the sequels. It's those horror franchises, they first take the first movie very seriously, and then they become more campy and comedy. And I liked Ash, Bruce Campbell on the first one. And yeah, it's I like watching the original Evil Dead. This new one, and no offense to Jane Lavely or whatever, the girl from Suburgatory, but it was just I don't know. I'm not really into that whole demonic thing. I'll watch it for Evil Dead, especially the sequels. But yeah, I don't know. It just spoiler. I mean, I won't say the spoiler, but there is something about it that I knew about Evil Dead, end credits, which I'm happy about. But just say if you've seen the movie, but if you haven't seen it, stay till the very end. You'll be happy about it. But and John, didn't you see the movie or no? Or
yeah, I did.
Yeah, were you pretty happy with it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Oh, sweet.
There was so much. There were so many nods to the original in it. I think that's why I liked it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was just so much stuff to please the original fans while. I mean, the only thing I really missed, there was two things I had a problem with, but they weren't a big deal where I would rate it lower.
Right.
The first mistake I think they made was they pulled a Halloween where they tried to make too much sense out of the movie compared to the original, which didn't make any sense. But that's part of the reason why it was so creepy, was because you had no idea what was going on or how anything worked. All they know is that they read this book and then people started getting possessed. The new one, they try to explain it better. They read it like it's a set of instructions instead of just, I don't know what happened, but
Yeah.
And but there was that was I thought that kind of detracted from the movie some, but in some respects it made it its own movie as well. So, and the other thing was, I know there was something else. I done forgot now what it was. Oh well, must not have been that big of a deal.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely. I liked it all the way around. The only thing I kind of wished it had more scares than shock and horror in it. It didn't really have that. It had more like, oh, I can't believe they're doing that. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
But they made a lot more sense in the fact of why they were there in the first place. Because other than just a trip to the woods, I mean, this was an intervention instead, which made a lot more sense why they needed to be there instead of just leaving. That was the other thing I was going to say. The other thing I missed, which I don't think it hurt this film, but I guess I just liked it because it's old school, was the prosthetics that they used for all the horror, the people that were possessed.
Yeah.
In the original movie, they were really overdone. I mean, they had extended jaws and, lots of crap on their faces. They kept it really low key on the effects for anybody that was possessed in this one.
Right.
And I don't know. I like the old one better. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I really did like it. I mean, I gave it 5 stars. I'm definitely going to go see it again when I get the chance. But it's got the best credits and after credits ever.
Oh sweet, groovy man.
Groovy.
So yeah, you guys. I know like Horam gave it a 5 out of 5. I think everyone really loved the movie, and I think it's #1 movie over the weekend. So, congrats. Like I said, it's just not my cup of tea. Just it's hard for me. It's like when they did Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund. It's just kind of like it's hard.
Honestly, for a remake though, they did a great job because I've seen so many bad remakes. I've seen every single way how to do it wrong, and I think they actually did it right. There's no way they can replace the original because the original is a classic. It was. The filming style was ahead of its time. The camera positions and the effects. There was a lot of stuff that just we hadn't seen before, or we hadn't seen it done that good.
Yeah,
and it's so hard to up that ante now because of all the computer stuff. Although they did a lot of practical effects in this movie, but I think for a remake, I think they hit it spot on. They didn't go so far away from the original that it was stupid, like in Halloween, where Michael Myers talks at the end, which is ridiculous, and the whole movie's him walking around.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. They did a good job of making a remake out of it. It wasn't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remakes or, any of the other ones where we just go, ugh.
Oh, I know. That's awesome, man. So, yeah, you got your horror fans out there, definitely check out Evil Dead. But going back to wrestling, WrestleMania, John, oh man, this was pretty much a bad horror movie. It was very predictable in that sense. That's why.
I mean, honestly, I didn't have to watch. Usually, I will watch them when The Rock's on because I just like Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, of course.
But I saw this coming a mile away. I saw it before you were even saying something. I'm not even a big wrestling fan. I was like, yeah, they're not gonna let Rock win.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Anyone saw this coming. We knew he was only gonna be champion.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. Simple logistics would say that there's no way The Rock has time to be more involved in wrestling than he does in his movie and career and stuff. So there's no way if he won, that means he'd have to be on the show a whole lot more often.
Yeah.
And that would take away from his better paying job. So yeah, I was like, there's no way that doesn't make sense that they would do that.
Oh yeah, and it did.
That's what everybody wanted to see, though.
Yeah. No, it's just. Well, John, I was mentioning this people, and it goes back. It's different with other professions because obviously, in voice acting, for example, you can have Frank Welker and Peter Cullen, they can still do the job, as old as they are or even older. We had, who was the one, the Star Wars Clone Wars voice actor, Ian, what's his name?
Ian McGilla?
Oh, no, the one that voiced on the Palpatine. I'm sorry, Ian McGilla.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he just passed away recently. He was he was like in his 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
And like that's one thing that it's okay. Like you can still have the younger, newer voice actors that are still establishing themselves in this business. But when it comes to wrestling, I was mentioning this before you get on. Do you think that, especially in a profession that's physical, like you have The Rock just is like 41 now, I believe, and Undertaker's turned 48 just like a week or two ago. He went over CM Punk that's 34. Do you think that like a company like the WWE is, because these wrestlers are so big and they were big in their heyday, they kind of rely on them too much, even though it's realistically, and we're not saying wrestling is realistic at all, believe me. That's like very stretching the word realistic in wrestling, at least with WWE. But do you think that they're kind of really not passing the torch too much at all? Like they're really not paving the way for these new wrestlers? They're just
what I think it is the problem is that there's not any standout, because let's face it, they're characters. Okay, they're not actual people. That's not how they act in real life.
Exactly.
Even the villains are nice when they sign autographs and stuff. They're not always jerks.
Right.
So the characters that they create for this show, because they're characters on a show, they haven't created any standout characters like The Rock in a while, where even people who aren't fans like me know who they are because they've heard it, because they've gotten so famous from. The last time somebody really broke a mold or whatever was Stone Cold. Every time they do that, have somebody like that breaks all the rules or changes things or makes something up totally unique that we haven't seen for a while, or somebody that's physically unique like Big Show.
Right.
And then because you can tell when they become more famous than wrestling when you start seeing them in movies.
Right.
And they have all these wrestlers, and most of them, people like me, have never heard of them because they're just another wrestler. They're not this awesome guy where they can hand the torch off to this next guy and make him the next big thing. And you saw how long Hulk Hogan hung in there.
Yeah.
When these fans have a character that they really like, they're not just going to let him go easy.
Yeah.
They have to either physically be unable to continue, or they just get fired or quit. That's the only way that they'll change it. But yeah, I think they need to work on creating characters like The Rock and like Big Show and like the new Hulk Hogan of the era, instead of just more of the same old. Because when Stone Cold came into play and he started doing this whole Stone Cold 316 and doing the hell yeah and spitting on, he was doing stuff nobody else had seen before. But the problem is with wrestling, they've already upped the ante so high. There's not much more they can do besides frontal nudity for women and
I know.
having sex on. I mean, they're going to have to really break some serious rules in order to do it, and the censors won't allow that. So they're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place.
And literally, that's what they're stuck with because The Rock.
They're kind of stuck between The Rock and a hard place.
I know, and that's the thing too, is that The Rock is a big movie star now. Obviously, like he has a bunch of movies coming out, including a Michael Bay movie coming out this month, like Pain and Gain, which is just funny. I like
Bad Boys 2 to me. So I'm like,
I know, isn't it? It's like Bad Boys, like kind of how Fast and Furious.
All his movies look the same, man. They all do.
I know. It's so true, man. And I understand, like, well, here's the thing. Okay, I understand why the WWE needs The Rock, but why does The Rock need the WWE? Is it do you think he's kind of like trying to prove that he still got it to his old school fans, or do you think he's just like like he feels like he owes it to the WWE? Like, why do you think he like him being champion now? Like he's been champion so much. He's proven everything he's in the wrestling business. He beat like Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what do you need to prove?
Yeah, I think that's when they really pass the torch.
Yeah,
it's when the biggest, most famous guy gets beat by this other guy. That's fans are really, and that's usually the sign that they've passed the torch on. That may be what they're trying to do with Cena and Rock, but I don't know. I don't think Cena is ever going to be more famous or infamous than he already is. He's not really a standout character. I mean, he's a nice guy in real life, and he's a great performer, but he's not Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, that's the big thing, and that's my biggest thing with the WWE. When I was really, really watching wrestling, like back in, I watched wrestling on and off since like I was a kid, and the biggest most fan favorite era is the Attitude Era, which is when I was really watching, like in week in week out. Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, really like they were really pushing the limits, competing with WCW, which eventually the WWE bought out because they were going under. And yeah, like now they have totally, because they don't. TNA is the only real competition they have Ring of Honor to, but TNA is only on once a week on Thursdays, so they're not competing on Monday nights or Friday nights, which WWE. Actually, WWE has too many shows. That's another big problem. They're oversaturated with programming. They have a 3-hour Raw, 2-hour SmackDown, an hour main event, and then like another.
Yeah.
They have way too much. And the sad thing is, even with all that screen time, they still don't utilize their whole roster. That's like one of the many problems with the WWE. So, pardon me. But so with that said, like since they don't have any real competition, they really kind of, I feel like, and a lot of people have agreed, they have been really lazy. They don't have to really up the ante anymore. They don't really have to, like, they're kind of like the monopoly. They're kind of like how Disney, it's like they'll just buy out their competition. It's like, it's like we don't need to like we're gonna make it kid friendly and all that stuff. And
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of American Idol last year compared to when it first got started, when it became this giant commercial, way to show off the judges' new albums instead of an actual contest, for people to get a music deal, and all of a sudden I was like, man, this is over the top commercialized bullcrap. There's hardly any actual stuff that we want to see. It's all, it's all J-Lo singing her new song from her new album and her performing on stuff. That's exactly what it reminds me of. It's all flash and no actual content anymore. And I know I had a thought for a while. I think the only way that they'll really create a standout character is to have a fake fan in the stands that actually comes up and beats a major player.
Yeah.
It of course be staged, but something like that. But that you have to find a way for the audience to either hate or really love a character in order for them to survive in this particular business. And what better way to relate than to have an actual fan out there that came up on stage and became the next wrestler or whatever. That would be cool. That'd be something I would watch.
Actually, they kind of did it with Santino Marella. He did that during their European tour, and he was a quote-unquote fan that was chosen and became, I think it was Intercontinental. It was like years ago when he first debuted, but then he's
it's gonna have to be a real standout character, though.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they've done. I think the problem with this thing is that there's a cycle in business. Everything starts off small and then works it up to where it's big. It always comes full circle, though. It always ends up, you can only go so far on so much steam, and then eventually you've done it all, and there's nothing more you can do. And until they're going to have to overhaul everything once they get to the point where they're not making money. But as long as people keep watching as well as they watch and they make enough money off it, they'll just keep doing what they're doing now until their ratings start to drop or their pay-per-view sales go down. Then they'll be like, oh, we've got to do some major changes. We got to figure out something.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I've been watching wrestling again, like week in, week out since The Rock came back. He said he was back, but what's been happening since then. But when it was like right before WrestleMania, back in 2011, right before WrestleMania 27, and I noticed a lot of changes. I like wrestling. I wanted it to be as good as it was, but really isn't. And there are I love CM Punk. He is to me this generation's Stone Cold. His pipe bombs, he'll say as is. He's very different from the other wrestlers. He's not that cookie cutter big man wrestlers that so many have been in the past. But that's the thing. Like he's very disenchanted with the WWE, and a lot of us are. I mean, he said he's probably gonna, I mean, that's the thing that too that and like you were saying, John, they do so much programming and back when I was first watching it, even before then, like back in the 90s, it was only like Monday Night Raw, and now they have Friday Night SmackDown, and then they have, and before they would kind of utilize it to help their storylines, but to me it's just kind of just more matches with wrestlers that don't have any real gimmick or any way to stand out. They're not really I want the new talent to really shine, but either they're not coming up with like ways to really stand out, or they're just kind of they're treated as jobbers, as they're calling, where they just lose to the bigger guys and all that stuff. And that's the thing. It's just it's just hard to get into these guys that just keep losing.
Yeah.
And like there's characters.
There's too much filler. The media is oversaturated with it. There's too much filler. It's not enough content.
It is, man. It just way too oversaturated. And I don't know why the WWE needs to do that. I feel like even with their pay-per-views, they don't need to do them as much. And by the way, John, you're very lucky. Like watching WrestleMania in HD was $70, man. $70.
Wow, that's going up a lot. I remember back when it was like $30.
I know, dude. And it was only $50 if you want to watch it in HD standard. But like, damn, that's like.
That's still a lot, though.
I know, right? And you're not even watching in HD. It's like, and the only reason I did that because it goes on my cable bill. I don't have to pay it till like the next month or whatever. But because if you watch it, like, you can pay less to watch online, but you're watching. I mean, like I'm promoting the legit ways, right? I'm not gonna tell you on here the non-legit ways, but the legit ways. Yeah, is very pricey, and it's like you wonder why people don't want to pay the legit ways. Like, and I do it because I love watching on the big screen. I love watching HD, especially like WrestleMania is like to wrestling fans like the Super Bowl, or it's supposed to be. And the thing is, like, yeah, it looks good, and it's great to watch on the big screen, and like, but yeah, I feel like I watched like these same matches over there. I was hoping that the WWE would bring out something and you didn't see, or something you didn't expect, but nope. It just was like so predictable, and like I said, there were some good matches, but those were even predictable, like who won and stuff. And like I said, it's just it was great that The Rock. Well, I mean, I'm kind of like torn. It's like I know The Rock wasn't gonna win, but at the same time, I didn't want Cena to win because he's won the championship way too much. He is like. To me, I think worse than Hulk Hogan in the sense that he, at least with Hogan, he had that persona and personality. Cena is just too. If you go to any wrestling live event, the kids love Cena, and I love the kids, but like I'm sorry, kids, but it's like wow, it's like you ever like John, you know this because you have kids. Do you ever feel like why do kids love this crap? It's like that's John Cena is like that equivalent. Like why do kids love him? Like why? It's like he's not like. Anything that I think is special, like do they love wristbands and hats and like going, you can't see me, you can't. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, I have the same problem with most of the stuff that my kids watch.
Yeah,
they've seen the same episodes of the same shows 1,000 times, and yet as soon as the TV is on, they can't concentrate on anything else. You have to literally snap your fingers in front of their face for them to go, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Kids are addicted to media today, man. It wasn't like when we were kids. It was a rare occasion that we got to actually see a television. And when we did, we couldn't change very many channels because we only had 3 or 4. And we had to use a wrench to change it. And we had to hold aluminum foil on the antennas back when I was a boy.
Oh, I know, man.
And rabbit ears called an antenna.
Yeah, dude, it's so true. Things have changed, and who said this comment? And I agree with this. H1. I feel bad. You have one of those names that's just hard to. It's like H1 TM 0NL3. I don't. Well, that's what he. This is what I don't know how to say your name. I just said all the letters. Anyway, he said I feel like the Attitude Era hurt the WWE more than it helped. I love the Attitude Era, but I do kind of agree because, like you were saying, John, they upped the ante so much during that time that now it's like, when you raise the bar so high and then now you're it's very PG now. You don't have that kind of like bloody, very, like pushing the limits of what you can show on cable TV kind of thing. It's they're like back in the day. It was almost like watching like what you see on The Walking Dead on AMC. Like you heard cursing and you heard like you saw Stone Cold flipping people off on live TV and saying like damn and all these things and saw half naked women all the time and. It was very, very raunchy, very, very almost adult for the most. But now it's like so kid friendly, and it's like now that's why a lot of older wrestling fans really don't like it because it's like it was like when you raise the bar so high and try to push the limits and you were trying to compete with WCW and now you don't do that anymore. It's kind of like, okay, well, what's the point of watching? It's just so stale and so kid friendly. It's just kind of like, it's like it's kind of like when it, here's a little example, but to me, I didn't mind it this much. When they made Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard PG-13, now they went back to R. It's kind of it was kind of like too little, too late. Like I didn't mind it because I like Justin Long, and you didn't have the over the top violence or the cursing, but now like they trying to bring that back with Die Hard. I haven't seen the new Die Hard. I want to, but I haven't heard that many good things. Didn't you see, John? John?
Sorry, what?
Did you see the new Die Hard?
Yeah, I saw it. Did a review of it last Sunday, John Long. You'd know that.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, and like...
You don't watch my videos, though, so...
Yeah. But, yeah...
See, he just admitted to it. He said, yeah, I don't watch it.
But, no, I was just saying, like, how they made Die Hard PG-13 and then now they made it back R? Do you think it was, like, kind of...
Yeah.
It's like if the WWE were to do that now, it's kind of like too little, too late now. Like what they did with Die Hard, they were trying to redeem it because Die Hard was the R-rated franchise. Then they made it PG-13. Now they try to go back to
late.
And then
they screwed that up whenever they did it PG-13, the last one.
Yeah.
That last one wasn't that good to me. I don't know why everybody liked it so much. My wife even liked it.
I just like.
I think they make those movies for people like my wife.
Nice, but yeah, I don't know. It's I'm gonna watch Monday Night Raw tomorrow and see what happens. But I'm really gonna not really follow wrestling like I have. I mean, I think the only thing that really is fun as WWE attached to is when we play WWE 13 and do our big geek battles. But we're gonna be playing Injustice here like next week, so. Like 1 week from Tuesday it comes out, so we're very excited. And we're going to play on PS3 because you don't have to pay for playing online.
I don't have an Xbox Live anymore. So.
Yeah. I don't blame you, John. It's like Xbox. That goes just like with WWE. Microsoft has to really show us why we should like pay those prices. Why should we pay $60 a year or how much a month to play online when you can do for free on PlayStation? Yep. Yeah, it's like WWE, why should we pay $70 to watch a pay-per-view when like just the same thing over and over, It's like, give us a reason to spend this money, man. It's not worth it, man. Money, it's like, man, I could have bought with that, man. I could have bought like a figure arts figure and all that stuff, man. Damn.
Everything's going up, man. We're gonna be those old guys in a couple of years. Be like, when a toy only costs $14.99.
I know. So true, man. But yeah, overall, this WrestleMania, it was okay. It had some good moments, but it was, man, I don't know why I spent so much on it. Like I'm just very jaded with the WWE, and I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm actually thinking about selling a lot of my wrestling figures, just keeping my favorites, Undertaker and like Stone Cold, Rock, CM Punk, but I'm not going to be collecting wrestling figures like I was, and I really don't care about any of the current roster anyway, too. So, yeah, sorry, guys. I hope I'm not breaking any wrestling fans' hearts, but the WWE broke my heart, man. They broke my heart. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I love you, John.
Love you too, John. Oh, hey, John. Since I got you on here, like, you want to talk about Transformers Prime? What do you think of Friday?
Well, I've already seen all these because they were released on the internet a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I know. I never got to watch.
Yeah,
them.
I mean, honestly, they're pulling something that they did in the original series where they're going to kill Prime off, make a new Prime, and then he'll come back and save the day. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. I mean, I think the Predacon thing is cool, but I was never. I mean, I like Beast Wars, and I love the voice actors that were in Beast Wars. But I never really liked the Beast Transformers of any kind, except for the Dinobots. They were the only ones I really cared about. let's see, what can I say that I won't be giving away something I'm not supposed to say about anything. Shockwave's in it. I told you he'd be back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I had to keep my mouth shut at the time that I knew about it, because I knew about it before everybody else did. And if you liked Fall of Cybertron, then I guess I could say just keep an eye on Transformers Prime, and you get a nice surprise later on. The other thing is that the only thing I really cared about in the original Beast Wars was when they started tying in the Transformers Generation 1 stories to it. And
right.
I think they're just trying to make every fan happy somehow. So they'll probably try to throw some stuff. They're kind of doing what they did with Transformers Animated, where they threw stuff in from all the different generations. And we get, a little bit of Armada thrown in there, and a little bit of Energon and Cybertron and G1, and everything was just kind of thrown in there together. I think they're trying to do that while tying in the storylines together. I don't see what the problem is with having different universes. What's wrong with having a Beast Wars universe separate from G1 and Energon separate from, but they've got for some reason, they've determined to stick all this stuff together. I don't know why. Maybe they'll put some new stuff in there that'll be cool on its own, but we'll have to see. There'll be some good stuff coming. I'll tell you that much. I would love to have been one of the new characters that's coming out, but unfortunately I'm not. So I would be much more happy if I were than I may actually be excited right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I'm really liking it, of course, and I'm love Smokescreen, and I'm hoping that I'm hearing so many different things. I'm hoping one way or the other I don't want either Prime or Smokescreen to die. I'm hearing one way or the other one will sacrifice the other. I was like, no. And even though with the little preview to this Friday's episode, but yeah, I love Smokescreen. Nolan North, who I'm gonna finally meet at SAC Anime this year, and obviously Peter Cole, we love him, and yeah, he'll be back. The show's called Transformers Prime, and I definitely know they have to have a Prime. By the way, I love Ultra Magnus to be on the show. I love he's very.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the voice of Ultra Magnus is the sergeant from Starship Troopers.
Yep. So awesome, man. Love it. But yeah, what else was I gonna say since you're on here? Oh yeah, John, if you want to do Toy Talk with us tomorrow, that'd be great. We didn't do last week because I was so exhausted from coming back early in the morning from WonderCon. But yeah, if you like to do Toy Talk tomorrow, that'd be awesome. John?
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to one of the people in the comments. What?
Oh no, you. What
was the question?
Would you like to do Toy Talk tomorrow?
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, great. Yeah, guys, sorry we didn't do Toy Talk last week. Anthony had some personal matters to do, and I was so tired from driving home from WonderCon. I'm actually, for BotCon and Comic-Con, I'm actually just going to fly because I'm so tired of all the long drives from LA or San Diego, and I'd rather just fly for an hour and just take a taxi, or just, because BotCon and Comic-Con, you don't have to really, they have shuttles and everything, so you really don't have to have a car. And actually it's more trouble to have a car. The only thing that's good about it is bringing back all your stuff, but then if you have to bring back a whole bunch of people, oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, John, my whole experience last year with Comic-Con, I tell you, I had
I know. I've heard.
Yeah, and damn, that was just so crazy having to do. If you guys remember, I did, Collection Intervention. I filmed it literally the day after Comic-Con, that morning after I got back, around 1 o'clock or something, in the afternoon. I got back around 11 o'clock in the morning because I had to take back Sharmis and Charlie the One, Rodine, Spencer. Oh god, we had to deal with LA traffic. Oh god, it was just. That's why it's I'm gonna fly this year. I'm
being responsible for nobody.
Oh, I know, it's hard, man. Yeah, you know how it is, John.
I know.
At least for when we did Comic-Con, not Comic-Con, BotCon in Florida, when it was with me and you, and I appreciate you driving. It's but you didn't have to drive everyone on the way back, after all those drives, and I helped you drive too, so that was a good thing. But man, yeah, it's hard to take, because even though people live fairly, I wouldn't say fairly, but close enough to me, on the way back, dealing with Monday traffic. Oh god, it was horrible. So yeah. Oh yeah, John. Are you still planning to go to BotCon this year and stuff?
Of course.
Okay, great. Whew,
Did you forget you were staying in my room?
yeah, I know. I'm still. That's what I was hoping for. It's like, oh crap! I hope you are because
Well, I
otherwise,
mean,
I have to.
despite whether I get paid in time to get a golden ticket package,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it. I'll just get a regular day pass or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
it's not about. We were really just going to hang out with our friends this year anyway, and
Yeah.
so far I'm not really impressed with the guest list.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm hoping that I'd like to go ahead and get the golden ticket package by the chance because San Diego's so close to LA that they surprise us with like the cast of Prime or something like they did.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to do anything huge this year. The reason being is because next year's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do something huge, they do it next year.
One thing that well, I mean, there's a few things. One thing that really that bums me out about BotCon, unlike Comic Con or any other convention I go to, is that how I mean, I understand the Hasbro panel, but they really don't want you to record like the voice actor panels or anything. It's like,
nope.
It's like it's really ridiculous, and I feel bad for the voice actors there, and for the people there in attendance, it's great. Like I still think the Weird Al, David Kaye panel from BotCon 2009 was it? Yeah, 2009. That was such a great BotCon, and wait, did you go to that, John, or was did you
I went to 2010 was my first year.
Oh yeah, that's right.
2011 was the best year for me.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Yeah, 2011 was an amazing year, and but yeah, 2009 had like Weird Al was there, and it was so hilarious. Him and David Kaye, and I hate that Hasbro or Bump Up or whatever don't want you. It's like, okay, is it they make it feel like BotCon is set to like you're so honored to be there. It's like such a privilege to be there that we want it so secretive. It's only for the people, but it's like, you know, it's a lot harder to get into San Diego Comic Con. It's like not really for BotCon unless you care about that box set, which is never really that great anyway, in my opinion. But I don't know why they make it so hard on people to like record panels. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. BotCon, yeah, it's really more about my friends and the voice actors. But yeah, everything else, it's like the exclusives to me, I really don't care for. It's always the San Diego will be 3 weeks later, and you know, we already hearing about like a new G.I. Joe's Transformers crossover exclusive. It's gonna be something big apparently, and I don't know. What do you think will be this year, John? Like anything you can think of? You'll be more Transformers Prime? Will it be classics? What do you think?
It'll be Prime this year, and there's not any games coming out. They may show a little snippet or something for Transformers 4. Maybe we'll get a trailer. You know, maybe it'll be like the crappy moon one we got. I don't. Like I said, there's no big reveals other than what's coming up in Transformers Prime, unless they reveal other things that are not out yet, which I can't say. But it wouldn't be, as far as I know, it won't be any game stuff. So it's just not a big year for that. So that's why I'm like torn between should I spend, you know, $700 something on my wife and I getting a golden ticket, you know, when there may or may not be but like one or two people that I actually want to hang out with that I haven't hung out with before.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and that's it because they're not doing a Hall of Fame dinner this year.
Yeah.
And the guest meet and greet's not going to be formal. It's going to be semi-formal, which means people just run out there in their crappy, stinky clothes.
I know.
So, I don't know. I really want to get the golden ticket package, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it this year. I really wish they would do a golden protoform package because half of us, actually, I'd say most of us don't even want the toys. We just want the meet and greet, the dinner, and that's pretty much it. You know, be able to go to the panels like everybody else can. We don't want the figures. We don't want the extra stuff. We don't want the pins. We don't want the papers. We just want to be able to meet a few guests and be able to hang out with our friends and be able to go to everything that's available to it, and that's it. So I mean, if they would that'd save them a set they could sell to somebody else. That would cut down the price of the package like by $400.
Yeah, definitely, man. I agree, John. It's BotCon to me is very like I wanted it to be like WonderCon, I met Rob Paulson and Greg Sipes and so many. Got to interview a lot of people and see a lot of. I mean, this year's WonderCon wasn't even as big as previous ones, but still, to me, it was such a great experience and so fun and so relaxed and so many great things to see and things to do. And then with BotCon, it's really just like you buy from a lot of sellers that have to charge things so overpriced, like, and they always try to sell you like new figures.
And
that,
there's no press passes. I mean,
no
guys,
press
well, there's no
passes.
I can get into Comic-Con, one of the actually not one of the biggest
Yeah.
convention that there is, and I can get into it for free easier than I can get into BotCon with some kind of special, unless I'm actually a paid guest to be there or an exhibitor or something. You know, I have to pay out the butt to be there, and honestly, I just don't feel like it's worth it for the price that they charge. They're raising the prices every year. They raise about another $100.
Yeah, to me, it's just like it sucks because the convention and all the panels, they don't do it long enough to warrant the prices they're charging. Like, at least even with smaller like conventions that haven't been around this long, like PowerCon with with Thundercats and He-Man, and now they're doing Ninja Turtles. I've been to the last two PowerCons, like, and they always had so many good voice actors that were easy to meet, and they had really good panels and showing off new toys, and they weren't like how Hasbro are. Oh, you can't take pictures or video. You can. They're cool about that, and yeah, and it sucks because and we had this discussion about Toy Talk too, and we'll probably continue this tomorrow too. Hasbro and Mattel, like, they have their strengths and weaknesses, but one thing, I don't know if it's more a Fun Pub thing or Hasbro, but at least Mattel, when they're sponsoring like their conventions, like the PowerCon, they're not all like charging like these crazy passes for exclusive figures. Like the exclusive Sorceress figure last year was really easy to get a hold of. It was only $20. You didn't have to charge like $75 for a repaint. And yeah, that was a repaint, but it was not a $75 repaint for 3 repaint figures, or the $50, or the crazy prices that we pay FunPub for these repaints. Hasbro and Mattel both have repaints, but when it comes to BotCon, their repaints are ridiculously overpriced. It's crazy.
Yep.
And so I don't know. It's like, if I was to tell you go to PowerCon or BotCon, sadly I would suggest PowerCon. It's a lot easier, cheaper, and you get more out of it. BotCon, like, you really wouldn't, except for maybe a couple pictures, you can't really like take any video or picture. It's like, I don't know, I just don't know, like FunPub and Hasbro, the way they're treating this convention and the prices and everything, they're really making it like not one, like, especially with it being so close to San Diego Comic-Con. If you're going to both, like me and you are, John, it's like, if you really can only afford to go to one, it's like, definitely go to Comic-Con. It's like no contest.
It's no contest. I wouldn't even bother with BotCon if I can only choose between the two.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, because the sad thing is, everything they're going to show at BotCon, they'll show at Comic-Con.
Honestly, I'd rather go to DragonCon than BotCon. It's not even as big as Comic-Con is.
Oh, I know, and I hear so many good things. I haven't been to DragonCon yet, but that is, to me, is like...
Yeah, I'm going to go this year, whether my wife can go or not. That way I can hang out with Anthony James for once.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean... yeah, BotCon is just... like I said, I've said this for years, too. It's just... the only set I have is that 2011 set, because love animated, love the Senecons, but which we never got that upgrade set for it, which I'm still waiting on that. That would be still awesome if we got that up. That would be a very limited upgrade set, because how many people actually have that set? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you like take David's class to customize all those molds into the Senecons or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see why they didn't really make it a big priority to make an upgrade set for that. Because it's only for how many? Because that set was only like was it like a 200? Like, because that's the reason why those BotCon figures go so much, because they're so limited. But it's just like, what's the point of even doing that if they're so limited? At least San Diego sets aren't so limited where they're charging like 3 times the prices of those molds, or like more, But anyway, yeah, I know we were talking WrestleMania. I was talking WrestleMania for a while, but basically, there's the short end. I'm upset about the WWE and upset about BotCon. That's pretty much the cliff notes of this discussion. Yeah, basically, Sean, like, if you're watching the recap of this whole live show, Sean Long is upset about WrestleMania and WWE, and upset about BotCon. And John 3.0 was here to be awesome. I'm not going to C2E2, sadly. It just want to save some money. It's just a lot of expenses coming up, and and everything. And sadly, and John knows this, we'll be well. John like does besides YouTube. Obviously, you're a professional voice actor, but with what I do, obviously money fluctuates, and you think you're going to get this much and you don't, and that's the only bad thing. This time of year, I don't get as much as like when the summer or even fall hits. So,
yeah, the beginning of the year for me is always really difficult because usually January, February are really slow. This year, January, February, and March were slow, which made it really hard. So hopefully I'll be getting paid for some stuff I worked on, Christmas time and pretty soon. And I'm 2 months behind on payments from my biggest payer. And that's the reason why I haven't ordered my BotCon package yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon, very soon.
Definitely. Well, let's I'm gonna actually wrap the show. Guys, we're gonna do Toy Talk tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern, or 7 o'clock. You're Central, right, John? Or is it?
Yeah, I'm Central.
Central. So yeah, guys, we're gonna talk toys and we'll take callers and everything. Anthony James should be on tomorrow too again, and we might get Century Productions, but we'll have the three of us at least. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing hopefully finally. I haven't done a Transformer review in a while because of all these video game things and WonderCon, but still got my fan toys, Quake Wave, and that I'm so backlogged on the Transformer reviews, guys. I promise I'll do that, and then I'll do when it's actually I'm gonna make a video because I'm really trying to really condense my collection. I just sold off a bunch of Transformer toys, not stuff that I really gonna miss at all. It's just like movie stuff and some animated stuff, not the deluxe figures, but like the activators and a lot of legend figures and mostly movie figures and stuff like that. Stuff I won't miss at all. But I'm really going to condense my collection, just not only make room for it, but just really I'm trying to stick to like my Hot Toys, and like when it comes to G.I. Joe or other characters like Star Wars, just only 12-inch figures. And then I really, especially looking at finances, I can't like just spend crazy like I've been doing. I really gotta be very smart, and I really want to not only collect stuff I love, but stuff when I review stuff, I want to review stuff you guys love. So I'm gonna do a video and a poll to see what you guys really love, and that really will really like pinpoint, like really keep me on the right path of what I should be reviewing. Like if you guys want me to do more Transformer reviews, I'll do that. Or if you really like don't want me to do or don't care about Transformer reviews, then I'll still collect Transformers, but I won't go as crazy with them as I was. I'll just stick to the stuff I really love, like my classics and Masterpiece, and just get the characters I love from like Prime. But yeah, if you guys really don't care about and you just want me to do more Hot Toys reviews or more Marvel reviews, I'll stick to that. But like I just want to collect things that I know I love, I absolutely love, and stuff that you guys love watching from my channel. Because if I'm just buying it and reviewing it and you guys don't care about the review, and I'm just reviewing it and it's not doing that well and you guys don't care, then why am I spending the money on it anyway and stuff, So yeah. I really want to keep my collection where me and my fans love it. Like Hot Toys, definitely, that's what I love about it. Like you guys love watching the reviews, and I love that. So I wanted all my stuff that I collect be like the Hot Toys. You guys really care about what like seeing that. If you want to see more Iron Man, Batman, or you want me to do more video game stuff, I'll do that. But if you don't, if it's like, okay, Sean, we know you love video games, but we really don't care, do more of this, it's like, okay, like I really want to pinpoint what you guys really love and just make it where every time I do a review, you guys care about it, and not be like, oh, why did they review this? I know he likes it, but I don't give a crap. It's like, because I know how it feels like when you watch a reviewer, and like my tastes and things have changed over the years, but I know my fans have changed too over the years. Like it's not like my fans are strictly Transformers. I have more Marvel and DC Hot Toys fans than I probably do Transformers. So, like I said, if I will listen to whoever's voices are the loudest, and that way it'll keep me like with the G.I. Joe reviews. Like I bought a few of those things and never got to review them, but I'll just collect the Hot Toys ones and the Sideshow ones, and like the 3/4-inch ones are probably gonna sell all of them off, and just like stick to the really good stuff that I care about. More collectible stuff, not toys. I still will buy toys, but more collectible. Cater to what I love. Anyway, I rambled on too long about that. John, anything you want to promote that's coming up from you?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a movie review up right now. Check it out on JON3PNT0 and listen for me on Honest Trailers at youtube.com/screenjunkies.
Awesome. Yeah, John is amazing on Screen Junkies. And yeah, well, hopefully if you guys do want to see more Transformer reviews, I'll get John to always, he's the best when it comes to Prime and a lot of characters too. So yeah, like I don't like to do a Prime review without John, and knowing that he's always there to do voices, I'll definitely won't ever do one without him. Like we always feel bad because we always know, John, you get a lot of work and you're always so in demand, but the fact that you are here for you, it's like I feel bad for asking, but now that I know, like I'll make sure to ask you beforehand.
Yeah, dude, anytime.
Awesome. So thanks, Sean, for being on this live show. Like I said, it's great to. I try to answer your guys' questions, but yeah, like I said, we were just talking WrestleMania and then like some BotCon stuff and everything. Why does John Cena get so cocky? It's because the WWE makes him that way. I'm just trying to answer any last minute questions seen in the comments. They said, do you think if Jazz was a Transformers Prime, Tone Loc would voice? Wow. Oh man, what
Probably be a black guy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, what happened to Tone Loc? Yeah, I miss him. Wild thing.
Maybe they killed him off too.
Oh god. Yeah. So anyway, guys, so stay tuned for like some Transformer reviews and some other good stuff I have coming. And check out Toy Talk tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock. Or no, it's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I should know this. 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, it's like I don't know my time zones apparently. Anyway, guys, you check out bkbn.net for all geek news, reviews, podcasts, and more. Sean Long and John 3.0 here saying celebrate your gnome in a big way. You guys have a good night. Awesome. And